I don't want to work with them. I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I've tried to build after doing that work in my life.
Nobody want to accept that bitch.
I think
she went and killed the girl Cats.
Look at the shape. Look, do you see? There it is, there it is.
A girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft.
From alleged witchcraft to manipulating careers, it appears a number of celebrities have come forward with jaw-dropping allegations against one of the world's biggest stars.
She's just been a savage, stealing my intellectual property, stealing my ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had.
What's really happening behind Beyoncé's carefully curated public image?
Beyonce is very controlling regarding her image. Like, very controlling.
People often see Beyoncé as an icon, a flawless superstar, until you hear what former friends, collaborators, and insiders have to say.
I'm even embarrassed that I have worked with them because it's literally shattered everything that I've tried to build after doing that work.
Just how dark does it go? Former drummer Kimberly Thompson made shocking claims of surveillance, witchcraft, and harassment at Beyoncé's hands, accusing the singer of extreme witchcraft and even dark spells.
I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down. She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress.
And then there's Jaguar Wright, calling Beyoncé hypnotic, suggesting she casts spells on others in her inner circle.
She was hypnotized. She was drugged.
How can this be real? Not to mention Wendy Williams, who became seriously ill after suggesting that Beyoncé faked her pregnancy.
Look at the shape. Look, do you see? There it is, there it is.
Could this be a sign of witchcraft? Has Beyoncé really been manipulating lives? Stick around to hear everything from her alleged campaign against ex-lovers of Jay-Z like Blue Cantrell to losing millions of followers. What's really happening with Beyoncé? Let's start with one of the most startling accusations against Beyoncé: witchcraft. Kimberly Thompson, Beyoncé's former drummer, publicly accused her of practicing extreme witchcraft to control and manipulate her. Thompson filed a restraining order, claiming Beyoncé used dark magic spells to monitor and control her finances. She even went as far as to say that Beyoncé put spells on her that led to SA and eventually pushed her career and mental health to the brink.
She's just been a savage, stealing my intellectual property, stealing my ideas, just basically doing anything and everything to damage any type of happiness that I could have had.
Why would Beyoncé target someone she once worked so closely with? Thompson insists that after working with Beyoncé, her life turned into a nightmare. She was blacklisted and countless job opportunities vanished, as if controlled by an invisible force. If true, this paints a much darker image of Beyoncé than we're used to, but it doesn't end there. Musician Jaguar Wright alleged that a former collaborator was drugged and hypnotized by Beyoncé.
She was hypnotized. She was drugged.
These chilling claims have left many wondering, is there any truth to them, or are they simply outrageous rumors? And then there's Wendy Williams, who openly questioned whether Beyoncé faked her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. When footage of her baby bump collapsing on an Australian talk show went viral, Williams seized on it, suggesting that the singer may have been hiding a huge secret.
She was hypnotized. She was drugged.
Beyoncé retorted, but shortly after her comments, Williams fell seriously ill. Is there a connection between her health struggles and that bombshell she dropped about Beyoncé? With rumors swirling,
And when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled.
let's take a closer look at the claims and shocking stories that paint Beyoncé's influence as something more than just superstar status. First up, we have Kimberly Thompson, Beyoncé's ex-drummer, who dropped some jaw-dropping allegations back in 2018. According to Thompson, Queen Bey was up to some extreme witchcraft to keep her in check, claiming Beyoncé went as far as to mess with her career and even her personal life through dark magic. Thompson, who worked with Beyoncé for 7 years, was so convinced that she filed for a restraining order, alleging her former boss was using spells, dark magic, and even surveillance to control her. As if that wasn't enough, Thompson's accusations also mentioned spells of SA. And according to The Blast, court documents suggest Beyoncé used these alleged powers to tap Thompson's phone and control her finances. Thompson says this was all part of a scheme to mess with her life, career, and bank account, and she didn't hold back, claiming Beyoncé's influence left her career in shambles, kept her under watch, and left her feeling financially wiped out and completely violated. Thompson stated,
I regret that we ever worked together because it's turned my life completely upside down. She's not been able to let me go. She's not been able to let me progress into a mature woman and work with other people, build other great entities.
Thompson's request for a restraining order against Beyonce totally shut down by a judge, according to The Blast. There's also no real proof backing up any of her claims, and she hasn't explained why she thinks Beyonce would target her like that. Now, Beyonce's known to run a tight ship. She's called herself a boss, after all. In fact, Thompson even mentioned in a 2016 Nylon interview that she had to get Beyonce's approval to rock a mohawk hairstyle. I couldn't have done it without Beyonce's approval, she said. I had to show it to her, and she had to say, okay. That's just part of how Beyonce manages her image and brand. It's all about consistency. But being strict with her team doesn't automatically mean she's into witchcraft. Beyonce and Jay-Z are known for being intensely private too. Remember when Tiffany Haddish spilled a little too much tea and ended up signing a non-disclosure agreement after mentioning someone bit Beyonce at an after-party? And then there are those old rumors that Bey and Jay are part of the Illuminati. They've denied it, but the talk hasn't died down. Then there's Solange, Beyonce's sister, who's shown a bit of interest in spiritual stuff. At the 2018 Met Gala, she accessorized her look with a bottle of Florida water, a spiritual staple often used in voodoo, Wicca, or Santeria. But liking an edgy accessory doesn't mean the Knowles sisters are practicing dark magic. What is more, Thompson alleged that she'd been forced to relocate cities multiple times, each move accompanied by bizarre occurrences that she believed were caused by Beyonce's influence. According to Thompson, even rental deposits were mysteriously stolen, leaving her feeling financially trapped and stalked. In a bid to get away from the singer's alleged control, Thompson says she attempted to move cities but claims Beyonce still found a way to manipulate and control that. She explained, "It was a very wicked tactic to keep me down, to keep me under some type of control. I've had enough. This has been going on since 2006 and just has been getting worse and worse and worse. For a very long time, I put this person on a pedestal. I loved them. And the entire time, this person was casting spells and manipulating and controlling my job situation, my relationships, just all kind of things." In one especially disturbing claim, Thompson alleged that Beyonce unalived her pet kitten as a form of dark punishment.
It will be a year that I got the cat and the cat died, like today. Beautiful kitten. She's 3 months old. She was abused.
Thompson said she came to a breaking point a year ago when she found out from two psychics that Beyonce had cast a spell on her kitten, which had been brutally attacking her. Thompson said she only had the cat for around a month before the animal started behaving strangely and doing weird magical stuff. She said, "I was getting AB'd. Every time I came home from work to rest, I was just being AB'd to the point where I'm still healing from a scratch on my ribcage. It drew blood. It was awful. It was so manic and gnarly that I ended up calling two psychics. I got the word from the first psychic and I didn't want to believe it. So I called later to get a confirmation to make sure because I didn't want to believe. They were like, the cat has a spell on it. I said, what about Beyonce? And they were like, yes, Beyonce put a spell on the cat and you need to get rid of it right away. Otherwise, you'll be in really huge trouble." Thompson claims that Beyonce later had the cat unalived, which ripped out her heart. This act, in Thompson's eyes, was a clear indication of the lengths Beyonce would go to maintain control over her. Despite the court eventually dismissing her restraining order, Thompson continues to assert that her career and life were effectively ruined by Beyonce's savage pursuit of control. Meanwhile, musician and outspoken critic Jaguar Wright also made waves when she accused Beyonce of having a disturbing influence on those around her, using what she calls dark energy to hypnotize and manipulate others. Known for her uncensored views on the music industry, Wright's remarks struck a chord with many who felt that there might be more to the pristine image Beyonce projects. According to Wright, Beyonce's influence goes beyond typical stardom, suggesting instead that she has a mystical pull over people, keeping them hypnotized. In a viral interview, Wright alleged that Beyonce's presence has such a strong hold that those in her circle might as well be drugged.
She was hypnotized. She was drugged.
These comments hinted at a darker, almost cult-like atmosphere around Beyonce, where those working closely with her become trapped, unable to leave without suffering major consequences. Wright went further, discussing how Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, had supposedly tried to manage her impulse control but failed, allowing Beyonce to act on her baser instincts. She insinuated that Beyonce's need for control went unchecked, affecting even the careers and personal lives of those around her. Although some dismiss Wright's claims as extreme, others believe they hold a hidden truth about the level of power Beyonce wields behind the scenes. These allegations add another unsettling layer to the singer's image, raising questions about whether Beyonce's influence over her collaborators extends beyond ordinary professional relationships into something far darker. Aside from allegedly dabbling in witchcraft, Beyonce has done some pretty questionable things in the past. In fact, former television host Wendy Williams, who has always been known for her bold commentary, made some comments about Beyonce's pregnancy which caused a sensation in 2011. She suggested that Beyonce might have faked her pregnancy with Blue Ivy. Beyonce's baby bump faced intense scrutiny in 2011 after she appeared on an Australian talk show where it appeared to collapse in on itself. Wendy Williams ignited controversy by suggesting Beyonce faked her pregnancy. Beyonce expressed her disbelief over the rumors, calling them absurd and questioning, "Does fabric not fold?" Wendy Williams has always been fearless to speak her mind and dive into the deep end of controversy. And talk she does, especially about the ins and outs of Hollywood. She even didn't shy about stirring the pot with her daring claims about Beyonce's pregnancy, sparking debates that are as heated as they are sensational. During an earlier episode of her show, the Wendy Williams show host focused her sharp lens on conspiracy theories surrounding Beyonce, suggesting that the iconic singer might have faked her pregnancy in 2011. Drawing attention to a particular moment from an Australian appearance, Williams made an eyebrow-raising observation.
I couldn't wait to talk to you about this Beyonce baby bump conspiracy rumor.
Well, Wendy Williams seems to have a knack for fanning the flames of controversy. Known for her candid remarks and sharp commentary, she once took a deep dive into a topic that had fans buzzing: Beyonce's pregnancy. Back in 2011, during an episode of The Wendy Williams Show, Williams brought Beyonce's baby bump under the microscope, raising questions that sent shockwaves through social media. The former replayed footage of Beyonce's appearance on an Australian talk show where she noted that the bump seemed to squash, bend, and crumple when the singer-songwriter sat down. Williams began.
And when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled.
Detailing the uproar surrounding the pop star's pregnancy. She further shared how this all started. Beyonce recently, like last Sunday, appeared on an Australian show, and when she sat down, the baby bump squashed, bent, and crumpled. Drawing from her own experience as a mother, Williams stated,
Now, being a woman who, I had my baby bump, many of you have had baby bumps, I never remember my baby bump squat.
Her analysis painted a vivid picture of her doubts about the authenticity of Beyonce's pregnancy. The conversation didn't stop there. Williams mentioned that despite the singer's denial of the rumors, calling them stupid and ridiculous, speculation continued to swirl. The talk show host 60 humorously commented on the universality of the experience, saying,
Anybody who's had a good smothered pork chop or a good burrito, girls, come on, we all get this.
However, shortly after making these bold claims, Wendy Williams faced a series of troubling health issues, leading some to wonder if Beyonce had played a role in Williams's mysterious decline. Wendy's health took an abrupt turn, with a range of symptoms and an unexplained medical condition that ultimately forced her off her show temporarily. The timing of Williams's health struggles led some to speculate that Beyonce might have used witchcraft to silence her most vocal critic, as has been alleged by former associates. For those who believe in the darker side of celebrity power, this theory suggests that Williams' illness could be the result of Beyonce's alleged practices. A conspiracy theory circulating online alleges that Beyonce may be connected to Wendy Williams' recent dementia and aphasia diagnosis. In 2023, Williams was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia and progressive aphasia, according to the Mayo Clinic. Aphasia is a condition that impacts an individual's ability to speak, write, and understand language. It can result from a stroke or severe head trauma and may sometimes lead to dementia. Additionally, the Alzheimer's Association describes frontotemporal dementia as a disease affecting the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain, leading to nerve damage that impairs motor skills and movement. Recently, a user on X linked Williams' dementia to her comments about Beyonce's baby bump, captioning the video, "What happens after messing with Beyonce and Jay-Z?" Then we have Bey's feud with singer Blue Cantrell. Blue Cantrell, once romantically linked to Jay-Z before he became involved with Beyonce, has her own disturbing story of alleged sabotage and career destruction. Blue Cantrell hinted that Beyonce may have felt threatened by Jay-Z's lingering feelings for her, which is supported by speculation around the name Blue chosen for their daughter Blue Ivy. Around the same time, a lot of strange things happened in Blue's life after she publicly called out Beyonce. In 2004, Blue's success slowed down massively in 2004 after leaving her contract, mainly because Arista simply forgot to renew it. It was only then that she realized that she hadn't made nearly as much money as she should have during her time at the label. Speaking to You Know I Got Soul about what she would have done differently, she said she wishes she'd have been more educated on the music business before she signed that Arista contract. I would have got my lawyer because that lawyer ended up representing them, which was a conflict of interest, so they were all working together to basically take what was mine, she claimed. Nobody really knows the whole truth but me and them, but I was really taken advantage of. But things only went further downhill from there. In fact, there was a troubling incident in 2014 where Blue Cantrell claimed she was poisoned. For context, according to TMZ, Cantrell was once spotted running through the streets, ranting about people trying to unalive her until police took her into custody for psychological evaluation. Cantrell, who was 38 at the time, went seemingly berserk in a Santa Monica neighborhood around 2 a.m. Witnesses reported that she was screaming about someone giving her poisonous gas. The episode went on long enough that someone called the police. TMZ reported that when the police arrived, Cantrell, whose real name is Tiffany Cobb, went into "Do you know who I am" mode and also referred to herself as a one-hit wonder. Law enforcement officers stated that she was taken to a nearby hospital, but there was no word on her condition at the time. Prior to this, Cantrell had kept a low profile and had only been seen on NBC's Celebrity Circus in 2008. Yes, we know, you don't remember that show either. Well, if you're wondering how it went for her, she booted from the show in week 2, the first celebrity to be eliminated from the competition. In any case, fans and Jaguar Wright, a former background singer for Jay-Z, have raised suspicions about Jay-Z and Beyonce's possible involvement in Blue's disappearance, noting a pattern of competitors facing challenges in their careers. Jaguar Wright's viral video brought up the incident involving Eric Sermon, who reportedly jumped out of a window in September 2001, coinciding with Jay-Z's album release.
I mean, he said he jumped out. I don't think he jumped out, Keith. Yeah, they said Eric jumped. I don't think he jumped. I think he had help.
Jaguar hinted at Jay-Z's involvement in the fall and encouraged Blue to speak her truth as well.
Blue Cantrell, you were singing, fool, and you made a choice to work with someone and you probably didn't realize how nefarious he was. Blue, it's time to talk.
Meanwhile, fans are convinced that Beyonce and Jay-Z were allegedly behind Blue's downfall. Blue was first and she could hold a tune and was a strong singer. "I know Jay is behind her downfall," one fan commented. A second fan added, "There is no way Beyonce naming her daughter Blue Ivy is a coincidence, no way." According to Cantrell, things between her and Beyonce went south when Queen Bey started seeing her as competition. Back when they were both on the rise, Cantrell says Beyonce's jealousy, especially around Jay-Z, drove her to take things way too far. Cantrell even claimed Beyonce mimicked her career moves to an eerie degree. Take Baby Boy. Cantrell says Beyonce's collab with Sean Paul was no coincidence, since she had teamed up with him first. And to top it off, Cantrell challenged her to a live sing-off, but Beyonce apparently just ignored her, refusing to acknowledge any rivalry. But it goes deeper than that. Cantrell believes Beyonce and Jay-Z used their connections to shut down her career, even making sure she missed out on big opportunities, all to push her out of the spotlight. According to Cantrell, they didn't just steal her moves, they wanted her out of the industry entirely. And now, fans are starting to see this perfect image crack. Recently, Beyonce's Instagram took a massive hit, with millions of followers disappearing almost overnight. This wasn't just a random drop. People are starting to wonder if this is the beginning of Beyonce's cancellation, with her critics saying that the flawless image she's crafted for years is finally falling apart. For the first time, it feels like her iron grip on her image might be slipping. For many fans, this backlash is way overdue. The accusations of witchcraft, career sabotage, and manipulation are forcing people to look beyond her polished public persona. For years, Beyonce was untouchable, but now, these allegations are making us ask, is there something darker going on behind closed doors? Is Beyonce just misunderstood, or is there truth to these claims? Whatever it is, it's clear that this story isn't fading away anytime soon. Fans and critics alike are rethinking how they see one of pop culture's biggest icons, and it seems like Beyonce's carefully curated legacy might not be as unbreakable as she thought. Anyway, that's it for the video, folks. Bye.